Hello. Hi.
Oh my God, we're back.
Yeah, we're back.
It feels like we were just here.
It does, and we wore the same clothes. It's so weird. Of course, we record more than one episode on one day. Okay, ready?
I'm ready.
Let's spin the magical wheel. Last time it actually showed up. Ooh, 46.
46.
What?
Bars, booze, and boobs.
I like it. Maybe we should
I like it too.
Flirty Friday go right on into this topic too, huh?
Yeah.
Bars, booze, and boobs.
Interesting.
Yeah, can you be magical if you like all three?
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
This is the controversial stuff, right? So it depends.
Yeah.
We know people that would in our lives that are very dear that would say no.
Mhm. And they're totally entitled to that.
Exactly, but they're not doing the Red Lipstick Babes podcast. So
That's right. I mean, I say yes, as though it's like black and white like that, but I do believe, I don't know about you, but I do believe that there is there's a fine line there still.
oh yeah. And I can't say I haven't talked about it. Like I just watched a guy's podcast that said no alcohol at all, right? Alcohol and spirituality, it will dim your spirituality, right? And we've all read that. Does that mean you can't? And you're going to have to decide on your own magical journey on this magical Monday. But I'll talk for me. It's kind of, do you remember in school when we were talking about the 80-20 rule? It's almost like well, except for the boobs part, they don't go anywhere. But
Yeah.
no, so if you haven't figured out that the Red Lipstick Babes have a little bit of a different spin on magic and spirituality, I don't think because you go to the bar and you have some you have some booze and you show your boobs that it means you're not spiritual. In fact,
Yeah.
I would challenge that to all end.
That's correct. I think that so basically that I think when we were making this topic, we were kind of going along the lines of, can you basically still have fun in a like a lower energy way and still be a magical spiritual person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I do believe you can as well, because I always felt growing up I had this spiritual side to me. This is my younger person thoughts. I had this spiritual, healthy kind of like, I'm going to stay home and like zen out and like garden and stuff. I had this wholesome side to me. And then I had this like other side to me that was like, I'm going to party. I'm going to like hang out with a bunch of dudes. I'm going to like get drunk with my friends every night and go to the bar and party. And then I always like swung between the two. Right. And it's like, well, which one am I? I have to be one or the other. And it's like, I remember working with one of our teachers and she's like, amalgamate the two. She's like, they're both you. They're both who you are. And you have to find your way within that. And I'm like, yes. And I think that's a really beautiful way to put it, is you have to acknowledge who you are, because if you try and hide the bars, boobs, and booze side of you, it's gonna come out in some other way. It's the shadow piece, right? The shadow piece. I don't even like calling it that, but it's part of you that needs some kind of food. So
It is. I know people will argue that if you've hit that enlightened or you've risen to a certain level, you won't. But you and I have this discussion always about enjoying your humanity.
totally. I think that's what it's about.
I think so. I have a feeling I've lived another life that's been all spiritual. And I'm not saying bars, booze, and boobs can't be spiritual. I just think there's too many rules.
Yeah. I think this is a little deep, but it's magical. I think that if you go too far into one extreme or the other, that's where you're going to find problems.
Yes. I agree. I agree. And I'm not saying it's like when in the younger years or the church years for people when you're like you just become spiritual on Sunday and not for the rest of the week. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about I even feel spiritual when I am partying or showing my body or whatever it is. That's part of who I am. And so I don't ever feel like I'm disconnecting from spirit in order to enjoy those pieces. Whereas when I was younger, when they talk about it, feels like, okay, you go to church and I don't want to even get into whether I'm negative or positive, just that kind of idea, right? It could be a new age church. I'm not talking about any particular religion, but that you just do spiritual things then, and then you leave it at the door and you do your normal life. I don't think that's how we roll at all. It's that sure, I can have where I'm not thinking of Zen moments and meditating when I'm doing bars, boobs, and booze, but I haven't left that spiritual side of me anywhere, right? It's almost like she's like, let's let loose a little bit, right?
Yeah. I think you can hold on to both as you go. Like my boyfriend and I, we talk about it. We talk about bringing like you can go into a dingy bar type setting like we do and you can like bring your magic with you and people will fucking comment about how you light the place up. And it doesn't mean you're changing the place necessarily, but for a moment they get to invite the sun in, right? And they get to hang out with the sun. That's the way I see it.
Me too.
And it doesn't mean that like I would say like I've definitely gotten close to maybe hanging out too far in that end of things, and then it like starts to affect your connection with your higher self and your spirituality. Absolutely.
Yes, we're not saying go party all the time, drink a ton of alcohol, and you'll be spiritual. It's not at all. If you're listening, that's not it. It's this level of enjoyment. It's like the way I dress, even a lot of spiritual people will be like, that is not very spiritual. And I get a lot of derision in looks. And I'm like, you don't even know me. You have no concept of, and so this judgment comes in about not being spiritual. And it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Then you wonder how many people, how much even new age spirituality and the becomes this following as opposed to empowering, right? Well, if we all have to dress that way, or we all have to do this way, or all sex has to be this way, or all part, or we should, it's like, oh my gosh, step into a little bit of your own humanity. And again, go back to our last episode, be responsible with your magic. So if I'm responsible with my magic, I'm never going to say I'm an alcoholic and a partier and I'm super spiritual. Not that. It's this level. You're right. It's this balancing act.
It is a balancing act.
If you're listening to us and don't want to party or drink, then don't. That's not what we're saying.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we could even reapproach this topic because I think that you can go deeper with it. And like Dwayne and I always talk about this, like, are people really in tune with what they value? So like partying, drinking, boobs, sexuality, right? All that stuff. Like it's one thing to participate in and have fun, but like I think that if people really analyze their values, they might be surprised that they maybe don't value things that they think they do. And that's a whole nother topic because then that's really getting to know yourself and tuning into your own sense of spirituality. So we'll revisit this, but like what you just said, I think that's totally on point. Yeah.
Know yourself. It's again being responsible with your magic. We can keep going back to that, even though that's not today's topic, right?
Yeah. P.S. I like that outfit. It's very boobs. Hey,
are you ready?
It's beautiful.
Actually super sassy. It goes down.
Ooh, you just disappeared.
Spirit's like, oh no, baby.
You want to see mine? Spotify. That's as far as it goes.
Mine goes all the way down. Boyfriends like it. Can I say that?
I like it too. It's nice.
Yes, I just played
Sassy.
bocce in this outfit and then came and I'm doing a spiritual talk with my business partner on Red Lipstick Babe. So you can do, I don't know, just be yourself, almost like stop judging.
Yeah, totally. And you know what? Be like Kimberly. I go to the bar all the time. I bring the magic. I don't leave it behind. I bring it. And
Exactly.
we make fun together. We have fun. We touch people physically and emotionally. And we
Woo!
have a good time, right?
And she's uber spiritual. So
Totally.
okay. I think they've got it. You at any point in this talk think we're encouraging alcoholism or
If you think we are, I'm
yeah,
sorry, you're
or
wrong.
being loose and whatever. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about embracing your humanity and your spirituality.
And embracing the very real, juicy nature of having fun and knowing that you can be magic within that.
Yes, because
Yes.
I like gin, lacy tops, and
Yeah.
spiritual topics.
Hey, me too. I love all that. Well, I don't love gin. I'm sorry. But I do like a nice beer.
We're just being honest here, people. All right. I think we got that.
Yeah, that was nice. We'll revisit this
We'll
too.
revisit all these topics. You guys tell us the ones you like and we'll bring in more. It'd be good to bring in some. It'd be really good to bring in some controversy, right? Someone that doesn't agree with that. We're
Yeah.
both up for that. Like, no, you shouldn't actually do any of that. You should be very
Yeah.
straight.
And it would be cool to like revisit the idea of some of this in more detail too, right?
Yes, exactly. Just to get.
Yeah.
Well, we're doing our quick 50 topics. We'll come back. We could come back to all the topics and go to part 2.
Yeah, totally.
All right, people. I hope you enjoyed that. Go have some bars, boobs and boobs.
Yeah.
Boobs and boobs if you want.
Yeah, if you want.
Come work with us at our linktree.com site, www.linktr.ee/redlipstickbabes. Can't wait to see you there.